Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about Guerschon Yabusele and Cody Martin being on the Denver Nuggets trade target list. So before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think of this report? It's coming from my work, HoopsHype.com. My colleague Michael Scotto put it out. Link in the description. And let's just tell you guys what the report is besides Cody Martin, Yabusele, both being guys that are on the Nuggets watch list as players that they would want to add. Martin's averaging just under 8 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists on 25 minutes a night. He's owed $8.12 million this year, and next year he's owed $8.68 million. I've said it before, if they trade for Cody Martin, they should throw in Dario Saric, Zeke Nnaji, and try to get both Vazi Micic and Cody Martin, because I think Vazi Micic would help solve the backup point guard position that has been a hole since Monte Morris left. And to me, when we look at this situation, the report goes like this. According to Michael Scotto, Michael Malone said that forward Michael Porter Jr. in a press conference would not be traded, and Porter Jr. had been rumored to be in talks surrounding Zach LaVine. As you guys know, Zach LaVine now got traded to Sacramento. However, Chicago was one of the teams that the Nuggets were trying to trade Zeke Nnaji to in those Michael Porter Jr. discussions, but Chicago was resistant to take Nnaji's contract. By the way, Nnaji had like a 5-block game. I'm actually a Nnaji fan, and I just think he doesn't fit this team's timeline, and people are just scared to take his contract on because they don't know what he is. While they're also gauging the trade markets of Zeke Nnaji and Dario Saric, league sources told HoopsHype. We know that on the basketball court, they're trying to find ways to upgrade this team, even though they lack draft capital to trade. Teams have been countering their trade offers by asking for the availability of young role players like Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther, and starter Christian Brown, who all the Nuggets have rebuffed any interest. As reported by HoopsHype, they have expressed interest in Cody Martin and Guerschon Yabusele. The Denver Nuggets will continue to scour the trade market to find themselves a trade that will help raise the team's floor and ceiling this year, as Nikola Jokic is having another season that you could arguably say he could compete for an MVP trophy. Now, let's just cut to the chase. The Denver Nuggets are in win-now mode until Nikola Jokic isn't good, and their bench has more holes than a Colorado pothole in spring. They're looking to make upgrades, and I think that's the biggest thing. But the kicker is that Denver's front office is walking a tightrope, but they're too good to blow it up, too cash-strapped to make a splash, and too loyal to part with their young core. So let's break it down. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen and why? Denver's bench right now is the second worst in scoring. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, it ain't pretty. They aren't good. And I think entering Cody Martin in there, and hopefully Vazi Micic if they did this deal, Hornets do-it-all wing would give them a guy who can help score, help play make, help rebound, and not only is he a connector, but he's a defender who can guard 3 positions, the 2, the 3, the 4. He can play on offense, the wing or the forward. He can handle the ball in a pinch and shoots just enough around league average from 3 to keep defenses honest. And his contract is affordable and it's non-guaranteed next year, so if it doesn't work out, you can, cut him. And for the Nuggets, a team that starts 4 max players and Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray, Martin's versatility could stabilize their shaky second unit. And here's the rub. Denver has 0 tradable first-round picks until 2031. To land Martin, they'd likely have to part with Zeke Nnaji, who's owed $32 million over 4 years, and or Dario Saric, who Dario Saric is making like $5.3 million. And the Hornets might bulk, as Charlotte reportedly wanted no part of Nnaji's talks, or Nnaji's contract in earlier talks. But if the Denver Nuggets can swing the trade somehow, I think maybe it works. Then there's Guerschon Yabusele, who might be cheaper to get, the 28-year-old Frenchman, who's gone from NBA washout, remember his stint with the Boston Celtics in 2018 as a first-round pick, to borderline rotation player who is a fringe starter. After dominating Europe, lighting up the Olympics for France, he's averaging 14 points, 3.5 rebounds, and an assist a night. Yabusele is back stateside and averaging 10.5 points, 50% from the field, and 39% from three. He's a bruising 6'8", 260-pound combo, really pure power forward, small ball 5, will space the floor and hold his own on defense. For Denver, he would be a cheaper, nastier version of Dario Saric. And the catch is that Yabusele is on a minimum contract, which means it does not impact the cap because minimum contracts are subsidized by the NBA. And he's headed for unrestricted free agency. The Nuggets could really just rent him off for a playoff push, but Philly might ask for a young player in return, and Denver's front office has made it clear that their young players are basically untouchable. So what else is going on? I think if we address the elephant in the room, Michael Porter Jr., after swirling trade rumors this year for Zach LaVine, got the confidence from his coach that they're not trading him, and honestly, it makes sense. Sure, Michael Porter Jr.'s max contract, 179 over 5 years, is steep for a third option, but he's averaging 18 points, 6.5 rebounds while shooting 41% almost from three. His chemistry with Jokic is too valuable to gamble for a trade. And the thing is that there weren't players that you could trade him for. So I think it was smart that they didn't do anything. This is a team that, look, Christian Brown's been awesome, and he did a great job filling Bruce Brown and Contavious Caldwell-Pope's role as that gritty two-way guy who can space the floor. Peyton Watson really has been that defensive menace who filled Bruce Brown's role with like Kawhi-esque tools, and teams keep calling about him, and the Nuggets keep hanging up for a reason. And Denver, I think, could trade Julian Strawther, but dude, he's been cooking lately, almost 10 points, 37% from three. And another guy that I really think they like is Hunter Tyson. So let's be real, those guys won't be headlining any deal anytime soon. So I think Denver is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Their starting five of Christian Brown, Porter, Gordon, Murray, and Jokic is amazing, but their bench ranks dead last in minutes played. They need a cheap, reliable depth piece, not stars, and that's why Martin and Yabusele makes sense. They're both low risk, medium reward pickups who won't gut the roster or the payroll. And I think they can fend off the Wolves, the Clippers, and any other teams, because maybe or maybe not. But with Jokic in his prime, Denver's preference for continuity plus always willing to make one or two savvy moves will keep them in the title mix. So I would keep an eye on Cody Martin. Yabusele, they might not move the needle on ESPN, but the Nuggets world, they're missing puzzle pieces, or at least the ones that fit the budget. So this is a team that's third in field goal percentage, fifth in two-point percentage, third in free throws, and I just think they don't need a blockbuster trade, but they do need bench help. And Martin and Yabusele fit their system, the financial constraints, making them realistic midseason additions before the deadline. And if Denver can land them, I think expect more of the same roster struggles we saw last year. And they need to make a move at least to be able to go on the buyout market, because right now they couldn't sign Bruce Brown if he was on the buyout market because of those handicaps.